Hello. Hope you are having a wonderful morning, noon, afternoon, night, evening. Whenever you are watching this, this is Let's Talk Nangai Oil. My name, again, if you don't know or this is your first time watching, I'm Stephanie Donston and I am an independent distributor with SeneGence International. Super excited to be back and sharing another Let's Talk series on my 3 of 3 products, 3 of third, 1, 2, 3, you know what I'm trying to say, in the triple threat of my favorite trio is the Nangai oil. So what'll happen as usual is expect to hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of Nangai oil, and then I'll give you some science behind the product as well as a little bit of information that I think will help you be a little more informed. I don't know about you, I'm not necessarily like always concerned with like all of the nitty-gritty and details, but I do feel like sometimes it's important. I mean, you know, to like one, know what you're putting on your skin, and then two, also to know that almost 70% of anything that you put on your skin is going to be absorbed into your body. And so it's kind of good to be mindful of what the ingredients are and all that stuff. So anyway, again, know that I am not a crazy, I'm not a scientist, I'm not an expert, but in my years of experience in the skincare and beauty industry, I've acquired a lot of knowledge and have done a lot of research. And so, yeah, it's to your benefit. So anyway, here we go. Nangai oil. What is it? And then we'll talk a little bit about it. Okie dokie. Senederm Solutions Nangai oil with Cineplex Complex will help skin retain moisture with the purest form of natural moisture retention ingredients known today. This light and velvety oil from the nut of the Nangai tree will help reduce the signs of aging, making skin luminous, glowing, and deeply hydrated. Okay, so first off, you're thinking an oil? Like, I'm good. I don't want any kind of oil on my face. Like, no thank you, no ma'am. However, let me give you a little bit of, not necessarily a backstory, but a little bit of info about your skin and how your skin works. Okay, so think back to like when you were in your 20s and your skin was always like plump and youthful and pretty much in its prime. So know that it's impossible to stop the signs of aging, but it is possible to reverse some of those aging signs and to roll back time a little. Okay, here we go. Okay, so up to 70% of your body is made of liquids, a watery, salty liquid. And of the 70%, more than a third of it is found in your skin. And so water is going to always gravitate to stationary areas. Okay, so what that means is like when you go to sleep and you wake up, the older you get, you may notice that like your face is puffy or like your eye area underneath your eye or just like your eyes kind of feel swollen. you're not crazy. Like, that's normal. And so what happens is in our late 20s, the reabsorption of water doesn't happen as naturally and as quickly as it used to. So basically for over 20 years, that delicate eye tissue has been stretching to accommodate that accumulation of water or liquid. And so as you get into your 30s, what happens is the cellular regeneration, basically the time that it takes for the new skin underneath your skin, basically, the time that it takes for it to go from new skin to the top layer of your skin. So that whole process. And so that's when in your 30s, late 20s, you'll start to notice that the fine lines and wrinkles are going to start to appear. Just like all of a sudden one day it's like, whoa, where'd this come from? Or, you know, something like that. Now know that in your 40s and even like in your 30s, and it really depends on how rough you are on your skin. Like, were you, did you go do a lot of like tanning beds? Did you use sunscreen? Things like that. So fat loss in your skin and in your face is actually gonna start to happen. Now, I would love for any kind of fat loss to go anywhere in my body, because anytime I can lose some fat, like, that's great. But unfortunately, in your face, we want as much like fat as possible, because that's what is associated with like good skin. Okay, so here we go. Basically, so once you start to lose the fat in your skin, your cheeks, your jowls, the excess skin ends up basically being like, it starts to sag and fold because there's nowhere else for this plump skin to go but to start sagging, like here and even like this area. So the initial signs are horizontal lines across your forehead, and honestly some on the chin, and you may notice that like your lips will start to thin or even start to feather. Okie dokie. And then you'll also notice in your 50s that that the amount of collagen in your skin, and your skin starts to lose a lot more of the elastin, and so it's not as like it doesn't bounce back as quick, if you know what I mean. And then also because of that, you may notice that your skin starts to thin and therefore starts to like bruise a lot easier. I know for me, I deal with several autoimmune issues, and so my skin bruises. Like, I'll wake up and I'm like, dude, where'd this bruise come from? And it's just because my skin is thinning. And so I'm using not just the products on my face, but I'm also using them on my body, especially on my arms. Okay, so as your skin becomes more transparent and bruised, it's also going to increase the amount of wrinkles and sagging. Okay, so why is moisture important? A lot of people think that, no, I'm good, like I have oily skin, like I already have moisture. But remember, the reason your skin is oily is because it's overproducing oil to compensate for the lack of hydration. So oil and moisture and hydration are all completely different things. Hydrating your skin and keeping your body hydrated is a daily thing. So like you can drink like, 64 ounces of water like today, and then 2 days later you're like dehydrated because it's something that you have to do on a continual basis. So there are some things that can be attributed to like skin related issues. So dry eyes around your eye area or that skin is due to a lack of vitamin A. And then if you notice like drying or like flaking, that also could be that you have a lack of niacin in your body or in your diet, or needing products that will help put that back. And then also riboflavin actually produces, the lack of riboflavin produces dry, cracked lips. So yeah. And then vitamin B6 is also a dry skin issue. And then B12, a lack of B12 is actually a lack of moisture in your hands, producing like a possible rashes. All right, climate control. Now that you understand why moisture is important, let's talk not climate control. Can you tell that's like my favorite product? Let's talk Nangai oil. Here we go. Nangai oil. Why is it important? Well, Nangai oil, the older you become, the larger your pores in your skin become, and therefore you're going to be losing more and more water through perspiration. So as you're going about your day, because your pores are larger, you're going to need something to either seal in that moisture and something to put the moisture back into your skin. So there's what's called, okay, so the big thing right now is I use coconut oil on my face and on my body. It is a great moisturizer. Let's talk about why, what exactly coconut oil is and how you want to be cautious with using it, especially on your face and then the rest of your body. Okay, so the difference between fractionated coconut oil and capric triglycerides, which basically the Nangai oil is loaded with triglycerides, and it to maintain the amount of moisture needed in your skin, you need water and you also need triglycerides, specifically the capric triglycerides that I mentioned. So coconut oil, the only way coconut oil is actually produced in a way so that you're able to get those triglycerides is through a chemical process. And what it basically does is they have to, with chemicals, they have to extract the coconut oil, and then it is heated to a certain level so that the different parts of the coconut oil actually separate, kind of like oil and water, how they don't mix. Similar to when coconut oil is heated to a particular temperature, it's going to separate. And then, but the difference with the Nangai oil is that it doesn't require any of those chemical processes, tomato, like the coconut oil does to produce those triglycerides. Super important for your skin. That's why the coconut oil, you can say that it's 100% natural, and so therefore it's not going to give your skin that oily feel or like oily residue that sometimes the coconut oil will give you. So a couple of key ingredients before I do a quick application. Of course, the Nangai oil is from a nut in the island of Vanuatu. It of course contains the Cineplex complex, the glucosamine HCl, which helps the body to manufacture collagen to help keep your skin firm and tight. The algae extract, this one I can never pronounce. But basically what it is it's a very common preservative in cosmetics. And then it also contains synthetic urea, which is basically a topical antiseptic that helps to buffer, kind of create the barrier from the environment and your skin. And it also is an amazing conditioner. Now, coconut oil, the Nangai oil, let me see if I can get it. Okay. I don't know if you can see here. You see how it looks like it has kind of been separated? What that is just showing you that that it actually separates, but it's not something that is going to give your skin like breakouts or clog your pores, because the Nangai oil, as well as all of our products, are all non-comedogenic. And I see that you saw me put it directly on my face and not on my hands. Again, I personally don't like putting product that I'm going to apply on my hand and then putting it on my face, because you've just rubbed that product on your palms. And don't get me wrong, it's great to have like super hydrated palms, but save your money and put the product on directly on your face. And you'll notice that my skin doesn't look oily at all. Like there's no oil at all, and it seriously just absorbed like super well. So Nangai oil, I use Nangai oil as the third of the triple threat products. So after I've done my 3-in-1 cleanser, I use the Climate Control first, 4-ish pumps or sprays. I do that all over my face. And then before that's fully absorbed, I do about a half to quarter-ish of a pump, half to 3/4 of a pump. And I put that right on my face of the Serum C. And then I massage that in. And then I'll do the Nangai oil, 3-ish drops on my, right directly on my face. And then I'll rub that in. And then I'll either add the daytime moisturizer or my color correcting tinted moisturizer as my moisturizer. So it's really your preference on which you'd like to use. A couple of other uses for the Nangai oil, because it is loaded with essential oils. Several people will take the Nangai oil and they'll use it in their hair, like for frizzies and flyaways. And I see that I have some, which I always do. And so I just took a couple of drops, and see, it just tamed my flyaways, which is like pretty cool. So you can use it, and that you can use it as if you're giving a massage, or even you can add it to, like I said, any other product that we have. So hopefully that's given you a little bit more in-depth knowledge on Nangai oil. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And thanks for watching. Hopefully you've learned something. Have a great one.